Arthur was a restorer, specializing not in cars, but in irreplaceable post-impressionist art salvaged from the ruins of time. His current job was dismantling the foundations of an aging, condemned hotel particulier in a quiet Parisian suburb, a building that had once belonged to the family of a prominent 1930s industrial designer, and lay untouched since the German occupation. The structure was scheduled for demolition, and Arthur was meticulously salvaging the ornate carvings and leaded glass. Hold on to your seats. If a multi-million-dollar classic car hiding Cold War secrets is your kind of mystery, then hit that subscribe button right now and give this video a like. We're about to crack the code and find out exactly what this Porsche was carrying. Drop a comment below and guess what's inside that sealed envelope. Let's get back to the salt flats. His attention was drawn to the main sublevel cellar. Unlike the rest of the building, a large section of the cellar wall was constructed from reinforced modern concrete, clearly added decades after the original building. It was seamless and impossibly thick. The original blueprints, which Arthur always consulted, showed no such structure. Just like the naval tugboat's fuel tank, this section was a post-production addition designed for absolute concealment. Using a diamond-tipped core drill, Arthur penetrated the concrete. He expected a utility room. Instead, the drill bit hit metal, followed by a rush of cold, preserved air and the sharp, distinctive smell of high-quality oil and tanned leather. He cut a rectangular inspection port into the concrete wall. Shining his light inside, the beam revealed a perfectly sealed, climate-controlled vault, a time capsule constructed deep within the Parisian soil. And within the vault, untouched by war or time, sat one of the most legendary and valuable cars ever conceived, a Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic. Only 4 were ever built. One of those 4, the black model belonging to Ettore Bugatti's son, Jean, famously vanished during the chaos of World War II and was believed destroyed. This car, shrouded in an ethereal patina of age, was black. It was the missing Atlantic. Its estimated value was easily over $100 million. Arthur had found the automotive holy grail. The car was protected by thick, lead-lined canvas covering the interior. He knew the vehicle itself was the centerpiece of the mystery, but the vault's walls held the first clue. Taped to the wall was an aged letter, signed by the designer's family, detailing how the Atlantic was sealed in 1940 to prevent its seizure by the invading German forces. However, the letter included a chilling instruction: do not open the driver's side floor well. The cargo is volatile and time-sensitive. The car was not just sealed, it was carrying a payload. Arthur, the art expert, had stumbled upon a masterpiece that was also a deadly secret. He carefully resealed the access port. The value was beyond his comprehension, and the risk was profound. He contacted his mentor, a historical asset recovery specialist. The Bugatti was officially unrecorded, a ghost vehicle, making its legal claim both immensely lucrative and treacherous. The asset recovery specialist, Madame Valerie Dubois, immediately flew from Geneva. After verifying Arthur's photos and the letter, Valerie confirmed the gravity of the find. The Type 57 SC Atlantic was not just a car. It was a symbol of French cultural heritage and a massive financial asset. The mention of volatile cargo linked the car to whispers of wartime smuggling operations involving technology, not just art. Valerie quickly brought in a specialized team to access the vault properly. Once inside, they confirmed the Bugatti's authenticity. The black paint, the riveted seams, the low chassis. It was Jean Bugatti's missing car. The team then focused on the driver's side floor, well mentioned in the letter. The floor panel was not the original wood. It was a custom-fitted plate of heavy-gauge, non-ferrous metal, deliberately installed and sealed with lead solder. It was a secondary, protected vault, installed inside the car's already hidden vault. Using non-invasive sensors, they scanned the plate. The results were concerning. The sensors detected dense, unstable chemical compounds, consistent with explosives or volatile early war chemicals. They called in a demolition and ordnance expert. As the expert worked, Arthur, following his restorer's instinct, discovered a hidden compartment behind the passenger seat, concealed by the original upholstery. Inside was a small, cylindrical copper case. This contained the true secret, a micro-etched steel cylinder holding hundreds of pages of proprietary technical schematics detailing a revolutionary French aircraft engine design from 1939, a design the Allies desperately needed, and the Axis powers equally desired. The experts successfully removed the floor plate. Inside the secondary vault was not a bomb, but a dense layer of unstable, high-energy synthetic rubber components, materials critical for advanced wartime tires and seals, designed to degrade violently if exposed to air or heat. The volatility was a brilliant double bluff by the designer's family. It was a chemical time lock, not a bomb, ensuring only a cautious, chemically prepared team could access the cargo. The Bugatti was carrying two separate payloads: the aircraft engine schematics, the primary intelligence payload, and the critical rubber materials, the essential military supply payload. The car itself had been used to carry the raw elements of France's defense system. The Black Atlantic was known as the missing car, but it was also the missing arsenal. The discovery was now officially a matter of international historical security. The recovery led to immediate legal action involving the French Ministry of Culture, the Ministry of Defense, and international asset recovery specialists. Arthur and Valerie presented the evidence. The car was a time capsule of war-era industrial and military assets. The French government, prioritizing the heritage and the technical schematics, claimed custodianship of the Bugatti and the documents. However, the legal situation was complex. The car's value meant that the discoverer was entitled to a massive reward. Valerie orchestrated a legally sound process, mirroring the dauntless strategy. They would not claim the car, but facilitate its official recovery. The French government agreed to a classified auction of the car, with the proceeds distributed according to a unique finder's fee structure, specifically recognizing the immense historical value of the retrieved schematics and the rubber components. The Ministry of Defense authenticated the 1939 schematics. They were indeed the missing designs for the highly advanced Hispano-Suiza engine, solving a critical supply gap that plagued the Allied forces in 1940. The original designer's family, through the letter, revealed the full truth. They had sealed the car and its contents as a political act, preserving the technology from being used by the Axis, and placing a volatile chemical safeguard to prevent easy recovery. Arthur and Valerie, through their diligent work, had not just found a car. They had recovered a critical missing chapter of World War II history. They had turned a potential demolition site into an international incident. The Bugatti was prepared for its unique sale. Because the car was unrecorded for 80 years and carried an authenticated historical payload, its value soared. The classified, invitation-only auction saw intense bidding from a handful of private collectors and museum trusts. The final sale price reached an unprecedented $125 million. The Bugatti was sold, but the true value of Arthur's find was about to be realized. The unique reward structure, combining historical documentation fees, salvage rights, and the finder's percentage of the asset's recovery value, was put into motion. The French government, satisfied with the recovery of the schematics and the resolution of a massive historical debt, calculated the final payment. The old Parisian seller had yielded a fortune. The final monetary settlement awarded to Arthur and Valerie for their honesty, cooperation, and astonishing find was consolidated. Their reward package, calculated based on the Bugatti's record-breaking sale price and the immense historical value of the retrieved military intelligence, totaled a staggering $18.75 million. The discovery changed Arthur's life instantly. He used the funds to establish the Seller Finds Foundation, a philanthropic enterprise dedicated to identifying and preserving valuable historical assets trapped in obsolete real estate. His name became synonymous with integrity in high-stakes salvage. Valerie, meanwhile, used the publicity to expand her firm into international historical intelligence recovery, focusing on assets lost or stolen during wartime. The missing Atlantic became the foundational case study for their success. Arthur's work wasn't done. He used his remaining contacts to find the original designer's descendants. He presented them with a meticulous restoration of the car's original floor panel, now mounted as a display piece. The family, moved by his dedication, gave him one last item: the original keys to the Type 57 SC Atlantic. They explained that Jean Bugatti had given the keys to the designer himself, intending for him to be the car's ultimate custodian. The Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic, the missing Atlantic, was ultimately acquired by a private foundation and placed on permanent public display. Arthur and Valerie attended the unveiling, standing beside the magnificent black machine. The car, once a symbol of the glamour of the 1930s and the darkness of the 1940s, was now a tribute to the quiet integrity of the people who chose to protect history rather than exploit it. The Parisian seller, sealed to guard secrets, had finally opened the door to an incredible fortune and a lasting legacy. The discovery of the Atlantic ghost proved that the past does not always vanish. Sometimes, it simply waits to be found by someone honest enough to unlock its true value. And if you want to uncover more stories of unimaginable fortunes hidden in forgotten cars, make sure you hit that subscribe button now and join us for the next great find.